it was interesting that Daniel Cameron told celebrities not to speak out about basically didn't want celebrities speaking out about the Breonna Taylor debacle. But Martin Luther King said injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So I'd rather listen to a noteworthy person in history than a footnote in history. So it's just, and this isn't a question of celebrities speaking out. I happen to have a Black wife and Black daughters, and I have to have Black nieces and Black nephews. And so this is not just a matter of trying to get likes on Twitter. It's a matter of trying to make sure that their lives matter. When you tell me that the building that Breonna Taylor was murdered in gets more justice than actual her, that's insulting.
Does it sting more because this is a Black attorney general who should understand the struggle? And, you know, he said himself that he connected to it, yet he did this.
I think that the one testament or the one legacy in America for Black people, regardless of what political aisle, what side of the political aisle, what religion, who you worship, what you believe, is that all of us have felt this sense of frustration. You know, it's interesting that Emmett Till, the jury delivered the Emmett Till verdict decades ago, virtually on the same day that the grand jury decision was made for Breonna Taylor. So there's always this symbiosis. It's sad that my father's fathers has felt this sense of frustration, as do I. I always hear politicians say violence is not the answer, but it so often starts the question. Violence started this violence. Started this. It wasn't like people just rose up and all of a sudden there was violence. Violence precipitated this whole thing. And they always forget. It's insulting that when they send police officers and they send National Guardsmen into these places, they send them in to guard the buildings. They don't, the Rite Aids and the CVSs, they send them to guard the property and not the people. And Breonna Taylor, the judgment was a clear example of that. The holes in the wall are getting more justice than the holes in her body. And that was with people wearing T-shirts, and she was on the cover of Vanity Fair, and the world knew her name, and no one cared when it came to this. No one.